Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I don't feel old, so why is my body starting to act like it is? Maybe your joints creak a bit more in the morning. Maybe your energy dips before the day is halfway through. Or maybe you've noticed your skin looking a little more tired than you feel on the inside. If any of that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. Aging is a journey, and it comes with changes. But that doesn't mean you have to settle for feeling worn out or slowed down. The truth is, a big part of how we age, how we feel, how we move, how we think, is influenced by what we put on our plate. Yes, the food we eat is more powerful than most people realize. It's not just about filling your stomach anymore. It's about fueling your cells, fighting inflammation, keeping your brain alert, and helping your skin glow with vitality. That's why today, we're diving into something simple, doable, and incredibly powerful. 7 anti-aging foods that can help you look and feel younger, stronger, and more energized. Foods that every senior should be eating every single week. These aren't exotic, expensive superfoods that require a trip to a fancy market. These are real, everyday foods that you can enjoy with ease. And trust me, your body will thank you. So let's jump right in, because the sooner you start adding these into your routine, the better you're going to feel. Let's begin with something small, mighty, and absolutely packed with goodness. Berries. Whether you love blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, or blackberries, they're all fantastic. And here's why. Berries are loaded with antioxidants, especially something called anthocyanins. These are the little compounds that give berries their rich, beautiful color. And they're incredibly powerful when it comes to fighting inflammation and protecting your cells from aging. You see, as we get older, our bodies face something called oxidative stress. It's like a slow, rusting process that damages our cells over time, leading to things like memory decline, joint pain, and even wrinkles. But berries are like little repair kits. They go in, neutralize those harmful free radicals, and give your cells the protection they need to stay healthy and vibrant. And the best part? You can enjoy them in so many ways. Toss a handful into your oatmeal in the morning, blend them into a smoothie, or just eat them fresh with a little yogurt. If fresh berries are too pricey or out of season, frozen berries work just as well. They're picked at peak ripeness and packed with all the same nutrients. Now, moving on to a food that might surprise you, leafy greens. I know they're not always the most exciting part of the plate, but greens like spinach, kale, Swiss chard, and even arugula are truly age-defying foods. They're loaded with vitamins like K, C, and folate, as well as minerals like calcium and magnesium, which are essential for keeping your bones strong and your mind sharp. A lot of seniors worry about bone loss or falling as they age, and that's valid. But instead of just focusing on calcium supplements, consider the natural sources of these nutrients. Leafy greens don't just support your bones, they also contain compounds that help reduce inflammation in the body, which is key for managing arthritis, keeping your joints limber, and even improving circulation. And when it comes to the brain, greens can actually help slow cognitive decline. A recent study showed that people who eat leafy greens daily have memory function comparable to someone 11 years younger. 11 years. That's not a small difference. It's the kind of thing that lets you stay mentally sharp, keep up with the grandkids, and feel confident in your decisions. If you're not a salad person, that's totally fine. Try sautéing spinach with a bit of olive oil and garlic for a warm side dish, or toss kale into a soup. Even adding a handful of greens into an omelet can make a big difference without making you feel like you're forcing down a bowl of rabbit food. Speaking of olive oil, that brings us to the next food I want to talk about. Good quality extra virgin olive oil is like liquid gold for your body. It's rich in heart-healthy fats, especially something called monounsaturated fats, which help reduce bad cholesterol and support good cholesterol levels. That alone is huge when it comes to protecting your heart as you age. But olive oil does more than just keep your arteries happy. It's also anti-inflammatory and full of antioxidants like vitamin E and polyphenols, which protect your brain, your skin, and even your joints. People who follow a Mediterranean-style diet, which includes a lot of olive oil, tend to live longer, have fewer chronic illnesses, and enjoy a better quality of life in their later years. If you're used to cooking with butter or vegetable oil, consider switching it up. Drizzle olive oil over roasted vegetables, use it in your salad dressings, or even just dip a bit of whole grain bread in it for a snack. It's a small change that can make a big impact over time. Now, before we move on, I want you to pause for a second and think about this. These changes we're talking about aren't about chasing youth or trying to look 30 again. This is about honoring your body, giving it what it needs to stay strong, alert, and joyful. It's about making small, loving choices every day that add up to a bigger, brighter picture. You deserve to feel good in your own skin, to wake up with energy, and to enjoy your life fully without feeling like your body is holding you back. So far, we've looked at berries, leafy greens, and olive oil, 3 simple foods that can transform the way you age from the inside out. They're not magic pills. They're better. They're real, natural, and nourishing in a way that your body understands. Let's keep going, because there are still a few more powerful foods you'll want to add to your weekly routine, and they might just surprise you. Let's keep going with this journey into simple, delicious foods that can help you feel younger, stay stronger, and age with more grace and energy. Now, we've already talked about berries, leafy greens, and olive oil, but there's another food that's probably already sitting in your fridge, and it's one that deserves a lot more attention. I'm talking about eggs. Yes, eggs. Humble, affordable, and incredibly nutritious. For years, people avoided them because of cholesterol fears, but the truth is, for most folks, especially as we get older, eggs are actually one of the most complete foods you can eat. They're packed with protein, which is essential for maintaining muscle mass, especially after 60. Muscle naturally starts to decline as we age, and that can lead to weakness, poor balance, and a higher risk of falls. But protein helps slow that process down, and eggs give you a solid dose of it in a small, easy-to-digest package. Beyond the protein, eggs are full of other age-defying nutrients. They contain choline, which supports brain health and memory, and they're one of the few foods that naturally provide vitamin D, something that's crucial for bone health, immune function, and even mood. Many seniors are low in vitamin D without even realizing it, and it can affect everything from how well you sleep to how well your body absorbs calcium. And here's the beautiful part. Eggs are so versatile. Scramble them, boil them, poach them, mix them into soups or casseroles. However you like them, they're easy to make and quick to enjoy. If you're worried about cholesterol or have a specific condition, it's always good to check in with your doctor. But for most people, eggs can absolutely be a part of a healthy, balanced, anti-aging diet. Now, let's talk about something you might not eat every day. But once you hear this, you'll probably want to start salmon, or really any kind of fatty fish like mackerel, sardines, or trout. What makes these fish so powerful is that they're rich in omega-3 fatty acids, healthy fats that are absolutely essential for your brain, heart, and joints. Here's the thing. Our bodies don't produce omega-3s on their own. That means we need to get them from food, and fatty fish is one of the best sources. Omega-3s help reduce inflammation throughout the body, which is one of the major causes of pain, stiffness, and chronic disease as we age. They also help protect your heart by lowering triglycerides and improving blood flow. But perhaps one of the most exciting benefits for seniors is how these fats support brain function. Studies show that people who eat fatty fish regularly have a lower risk of Alzheimer's and other forms of cognitive decline. It's like giving your brain a protective layer, keeping your memory sharp, your focus steady, and your mood balanced. And don't worry, if salmon isn't your thing, you can try canned sardines or tuna, which are more affordable and just as beneficial. Just look for versions packed in water or olive oil rather than those loaded with salt or additives. Aim to eat fatty fish at least once or twice a week if you can. Grill it, bake it, toss it in a salad. You don't need to do anything fancy. Keep it simple, keep it tasty. Now, we can't have this conversation about anti-aging foods without mentioning something that's small but mighty, and that's nuts. Almonds, walnuts, pistachios, Brazil nuts. Whatever you like, nuts are full of heart-healthy fats, protein, fiber, and essential minerals like magnesium and zinc. What makes nuts so great for aging well is how they support everything from brain health to joint function to your skin's elasticity. Walnuts in particular are a standout because they're one of the only nuts with a significant amount of omega-3s. That means you're getting brain protection, heart support, and anti-inflammatory benefits in just a small handful. And let's not forget the importance of convenience. Nuts are easy. You can grab a few as a snack, toss them into a bowl of yogurt, sprinkle them on a salad, or even blend them into smoothies. They're shelf-stable, satisfying, and nutrient-dense, which means you're getting a lot of goodness in a small bite. Now, I do want to mention something here. Nuts are healthy, but they're also calorie-dense, so portion control matters. A small handful a day is perfect. No need to go overboard, just enough to support your body without overwhelming it. Isn't it amazing how many powerful benefits are packed into such simple, familiar foods? We don't need to chase down every new health fad or buy expensive powders and pills to stay vibrant. The real magic often comes from what we've had access to all along. Whole, real food that nourishes us from the inside out. And maybe that's the most comforting part of this whole conversation. Aging well doesn't have to be complicated. It's about making a few consistent, thoughtful choices and letting those build a foundation of health and strength over time. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Start small, add a serving of berries to breakfast. Toss some spinach into your soup. Make an egg sandwich with a slice of avocado. Let the changes be gentle, joyful, and most importantly, doable. So far, we've covered some pretty incredible foods. Berries for your brain and cells, leafy greens for your bones and memory, olive oil for your heart and joints, eggs for strength and clarity, fatty fish for inflammation and brain health, and nuts for long-lasting energy and skin support. But we're not done yet. There's still one more food that brings it all together. A final addition that's not only delicious but deeply nourishing for your body and your gut. Let's keep going. Now let's talk about the final food on this list. It's something that often flies under the radar, but once you understand how powerful it is, you'll want to keep it stocked in your kitchen. I'm talking about Greek yogurt, or any kind of plain, high-quality yogurt with live active cultures. Greek yogurt is a quiet hero when it comes to aging well. It supports your gut, your bones, and even your immune system, all in one creamy, satisfying package. Let's start with the gut. As we get older, our digestion can slow down. You might notice more bloating, irregularity, or sensitivity to certain foods. A lot of that traces back to the balance of bacteria in your digestive system. Yogurt with live cultures, also known as probiotics, helps replenish that good bacteria, keeping your digestion smooth and your gut environment healthy. And here's what's fascinating. Gut health isn't just about avoiding tummy trouble. It's actually linked to your immune system, your mental clarity, and even your mood. A healthier gut can mean fewer colds, clearer thinking, and a stronger sense of well-being overall. But yogurt doesn't stop there. It's also rich in calcium and protein, two key nutrients for maintaining bone density and muscle tone as you age. If you're someone who's been told to watch out for osteoporosis or weak bones, adding Greek yogurt to your weekly routine is a simple and delicious way to support those areas without needing to rely entirely on supplements. Just remember to choose plain, unsweetened varieties when you can. A lot of flavored yogurts are packed with added sugar, which can work against some of the benefits. You can always sweeten it naturally with a handful of berries or a drizzle of honey, or add a sprinkle of nuts for crunch and a touch of cinnamon for warmth. It's versatile, satisfying, and nourishing on so many levels. So there you have it. 7 powerful anti-aging foods, each one doing its part to help you feel better, move better, think clearer, and live with more vitality. And none of them require a trendy health store or a celebrity chef. These are everyday foods you can find at your local grocery store, affordable, accessible, and incredibly effective when eaten consistently. Let's just take a second to reflect on what you've learned today. Berries to protect your brain and fight cell damage. Leafy greens to strengthen bones and support memory. Olive oil to reduce inflammation and keep your heart ticking strong. Eggs to build and maintain muscle and keep your brain sharp. Fatty fish to nourish your joints and protect your mind. Nuts for energy, brain health, and that healthy glow from the inside out. And yogurt for gut balance, strong bones, and a better immune system. Now here's the thing, you don't have to eat all of these every single day. That would be overwhelming and unnecessary. But if you aim to include each of these at least once or twice a week, rotate them, mix them into meals you already enjoy, you'll start to feel a difference. Not overnight, but over time. More energy in the morning, better digestion, fewer aches and pains, maybe even a clearer head and a lighter mood. And if there's one message I want you to walk away with, it's this: you have more control over how you age than you think. Your habits, your mindset, your food, they all add up. It's not about being perfect. It's about making consistent, caring choices for yourself. Because you deserve to feel good in your body at every age. Aging isn't something to dread, it's something to honor. It means you've lived, you've learned, you've laughed, and you've loved. And now you have the wisdom and the freedom to take even better care of yourself. Maybe better than you ever have before. So why not start with something as simple as breakfast tomorrow? Maybe a bowl of yogurt topped with some berries and a few walnuts, or a spinach and egg scramble with a drizzle of olive oil. These little moments, they matter. They send a message to your body: I'm here for you, I've got your back, and I'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite healthy food that makes you feel good? Have you tried any of these before, or are there any you're excited to add to your meals this week? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one, and I love hearing your stories and tips. We're all in this together, learning, growing, and sharing what works. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like. It really helps more seniors find this kind of uplifting, practical advice. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a new video. I'm here every week with tips, inspiration, and real talk about living your best life after 60. Because life isn't over when you get older. It's evolving. And when you care for yourself from the inside out, with love, with patience, and with a little curiosity, you can feel better than ever. Here's to strong bones, clear minds, full hearts, and the joy of waking up each day knowing you're doing something good for yourself. You've got this. Keep going, keep growing, and remember, age is just a number. It's how you live that makes the difference. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.